Welcome to Deep Thought. The best teacher is life itself. Life itself, seriously, that's the best teacher. Not what you learn in the indoctrination system, or even if you happen to have some teachers or even a school that's teaching you how to be a critical thinker. You know? The best teacher is just your life experience. That's why I even say, like on my main channel, I say I always talk body game, or mainly known for talking body game. I talk other things, but I'm known for it. But I always say, go out and see how it works. That's going to teach you. It's experience. You have to go out there and do it, because that's when you learn something. Because somebody could somebody could tell you, okay, like say they even teaching on relationships, right? Like I can say, yeah, okay, this is my perspective, my philosophy, because that's what I'm teaching, my philosophy. But the only way you're going to know how it works is if you do it, if you apply it. And then you're going to know what works for you, what doesn't. You know, if you're going to know what type of mate there's ideal for you and what type is not. If you think about how to manage money, the only way you really going to know, yeah, you can watch some videos, you can read a book and say, do this, this, and this. But the only way you're going to know is if you really doing it. Because it's easy to say, oh, yeah, I want to save 10%, or I want to spend this much money, or just limit how much money you want to spend. But I ain't going to lie. As much as I talk about money management, you know, budgeting and everything, sometimes I see that ice cream, that butter pecan ice cream or something, you know? Sometimes I might just get a hit. I might be like, man, I got to get that sandwich. Got to get that cheesesteak or something. You know how your eyes get bigger than your stomach or something. You know, real life situations. I mean, seriously, that's what happens. You know, so, okay, how you going to deal with it? You know, like say, remember, a couple months ago now, I was driving to D.C. I had a flat tire all of a sudden. I actually learned something because I said, oh, okay. Because I stopped a couple places and then finally went to a AAA. I had AAA, right? Because it was a slow leak. I go to one place and they say, well, we can't really fix it. I'm like, I can't be hanging around. Then something said, okay, you go to AAA, you got AAA. Got it fixed for free. It took a few hours, but the lesson there was look for AAA first. I had it. It was easy. You know, it's like if I'm in an area, look for certain things. You know, you got to learn. That's the best way, because it's all about living. Because even when we talk about the education system, right? What's the purpose of education really? I mean, what does it really prepare us for? To live. At least as it's based now in most places. It's teaching us, well, not to live, but to get a job. Let me say that properly. To get a job. You know, get to a certain place in life and really locking us into certain places in life. Right? So it's like, okay. But is it teaching us how to deal with day-to-day stress? Is it teaching us how to deal with a loud neighbor? Or is it teaching us how to deal with a situation which could be a conflict? Is it teaching us about relationships? Is it teaching you how to deal with is it teaching you how to move through the world, move through the streets in a way that somebody doesn't want to rob you? Is it teaching you where to go so not to be robbed? You know, they call it street smarts. But that's very important. Now, formal smarts is very important to the extent you might need training on whatever particular job you have, and that's cool. You know, even beyond the indoctrination. Okay, that's cool. But is it going to teach you how to deal with people on your job? How often have we been on jobs and the issue wasn't the job itself? You can do that easy. Were you able to deal with the office politics? And I've seen office politics in government offices. I've seen it on retail sites. You know, did you learn in school how to deal with this? Like the last full-time job I had working for someone else. Reason I left, I might have stayed a little bit longer and still did this. It was easy. It was fun. But the office politics change. You get change in managers. You give somebody a little bit of power. All of a sudden, they become a problem. So it's like, okay, how do you deal with this? Oh, you know what? Let me just walk out. Because that's why a lot of people get caught up. That's why you have, I'm going to tell you what. One of the things is, that's why you have some people who are very educated. Very educated. You know, and, you know, they might get a high score on some standardized test. But then if you look at their lives, it's jacked up. Because the thing is, yes, those things are important. The formalized stuff is important. But life, you got to, every moment is a classroom. Every moment is a classroom. You got to learn how to deal with stuff. You got to learn how to emotionally deal with disappointment. You know, losing something like that. You got to learn. Very, very important. Very important. And because you have to get out here. And like, one of the sad things is nothing really teaching people just even how to begin. Because that's the most you can do, how to like even start with that. Because a lot of it really does depend on where you live, your family, stuff like that. And let's just be real. We're in a situation now where someone might not even learn from their parents how to navigate just life. Because their parents are busy working. And that's even if they have two parents in the home. They've been too busy working. There's a lot of, you know, it was during Generation X, my generation, that the whole latchkey thing started. And stuff has been going downhill. There's so many people out here, they just don't know how to navigate life. Indeed, that's why you have life coaches now. And I'm like, just figure it out. But yeah, it is what it is. But it's just so, you know, it's just, the thing to understand is just learn. Every single instant, everything that happens to you, sit back and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, that's learning. That's a teaching thing. And really going through life is more crucial than school. Because you can study for a test in school. You can repeat the information given to you to someone else. And like I said, it's important maybe for a job or, you know, to get some information. But in life, a wrong move could lead to some terrible things, could even lead to death. You know, not having that street smarts or that life experience to know to stay out of certain neighborhoods, or know not to go through certain neighborhoods wearing certain clothes expensive or an expensive watch. You know, kind of like look low key, learn how to walk a certain way. You know, learn how to engage people to a point they ain't thinking about you. You know, that's life experience. So I want y'all to think about that. It's the teacher, and all you can do is just go and learn. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.